Hey, it's Mark Marin from WTF here to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. And I'm sure the reason you're listening to this podcast right now is because you chose it. Well, choose Progressive's Name Your Price tool, and you could find insurance options that fit your budget, so you can pick the best one for your situation. Who doesn't like choice? Try it at Progressive.com. And now, some legal info. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
The way money moves matters. MasterCard Move can enable fast and transparent money transfers to billions of people. Become an employer of choice by giving your employees near real-time access to their earnings. Money sent, smiles received, priceless. Actual posting times for approved transactions will depend on the receiving financial institution. Services may be provided by MasterCard Transaction Services US LLC and MLS ID 900-705 or its affiliates. Learn more at mastercard.com/move.
This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/ACAST and use code ACAST at checkout.
Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And this is Sister Wives News and Gossip, otherwise known as
Sister Wives, the rumors and nastiness.
Channeling a little Meredith Marks over here.
I don't know what the drink limit is when they go out for stuff, but it was not enacted that night.
No, there's I think a pill limit that needs to be combined with that as well.
She took the drowsy eye warning label as a winky eye suggestion.
And she paid for it.
But we got the benefit of that.
We are just about 2 weeks out from the beginning of season 19 of Sister Wives, and I don't know what's happening, but there is just story after story dropping this week.
Things that would have been big news that we would have talked about for extended periods of time had it not been for some other groundbreaking stuff that came up this week too. Because of course, it's always Meri's news that gets overshadowed by everybody else. Whenever she has a big story going on, somebody's got something bigger and better to come along to talk about.
Thanks for noticing me.
Pretty much.
For the 2 minutes that I showed up in your Google newsfeed. Well, let's get into the announcements, and then we will chat about the 2 pieces of news that you've probably already heard about, but we're going to chat about extensively this episode.
The big stuff, yeah. So for the announcements for this week, just a reminder, we have our crossover scheduled with Ace and Caitlin from Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided. We're going to be doing a season 19 pregame sort of episode.
I don't think they know it's a pregame, but that's what we're calling it.
That's what's happening. It's a...
Episode 0?
Yeah, season 19, episode 0, if you're familiar with the Married at First Sight kind of lineage there, or in D&D terms, it's a session 0 for season 19. So we'll be creating our characters, we'll be working on our builds and our synergy for the episode. It'll be great.
All right, the dozen people who enjoyed that joke.
Wonderful.
Other important things to know. We're going to repeat this again next week because repetition is important for you to retain information, but we will be dropping episodes starting Mondays once the show begins again. So that means that Sister Wives starts on Sunday, September 15th, and our episode recap of that will drop that Monday, the 16th.
And that's if you're listening on the public feed. Remember, if you're a member of the Patreon, you get early and ad-free access. So those will be dropping on Sunday nights after the episodes have aired.
And we also do live chats. Live chats?
Yeah, I guess you'd call it that. In the Discord.
That feels very like Catfish era Meri, doesn't it?
We open a chat room every week.
Be careful who you talk to.
Make your screen names applicable here.
We do that on our Discord, which is part of our Patreon benefits. So if you want to join us over there, we will be doing that every week on Sunday nights at 10 p.m.
And again, that's patreon.com/survivingpod. So go over and check out the tiers, check out the benefits, and make your decisions appropriately there.
Make us your best offer, as Cody Brown is saying
Make
this
me
week.
an offer. Before we jump in on the big news for the episode, we do have a legal wife voicemail. So let's give that a listen here.
Hi, friends. This is legal wife Becky. While watching the Browns, I am actually pretending that they're really going to build on Prayed Up Push House. But that kind of got me thinking of like, what would each like a wife build? So I'm asking you guys to pick a house from an 80s or 90s sitcom for each wife to build, and tell us why are they going to build that house from that sitcom. My example would be, I thought Robin would really like the house from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because I think she thinks it will come with a butler. But anyways, that's just my example. Don't steal it. I love the podcast. So can't wait to hear your answers. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Becky, for that wonderful voicemail. I have to assume it wasn't Becky from Seeking Sister Wife, but that's just an assumption that I'm making.
It would be fun if it was. Becky, hit us up in our DMs. Let us know what's going on.
Let us know. Is that you? Are you still seeking out there? Blink twice if you need us to send assistance.
Becky wasn't the one who was in trouble in that relationship.
She was part of the problem.
I enjoy that this question is real estate adjacent, since we have the big news this week about the She-Rah Chateau going up for sale. And we know that Cody and Robin are in the market looking for a new home. So maybe we can inspire them with some floor plans here.
It's applicable. It's topical. It's relevant.
Should we go in order of the wives? They're who? Should we? This is
There
fun.
are no wives.
Hold on. This is fun. Do we go in order of them joining the family or in order of
leaving.
them leaving?
Oh, wow. Let's do order of leaving. So then we go Christine, Meri, Janelle, Robin soon.
Okay, that'll be fun. Christine, I am going to go with the house from Full House because I think that she would really be just tickled pink by the fact that there's not just a basement to choose from to live in, there's also an attic.
She needs the room. She needs the space.
I don't know. What do you think that attic room could be?
A lot of
It's
people.
tucked
Whoa.
away. It's a little hidden.
It's a little secret space. You can have
Removed from all of the rest of the bedroom areas.
Truly's room down in the basement, very far away, very private, very secluded.
And there's a library in that house, so you know that that's a selling factor for her.
She's big into that. So if you're going to build a replica house, got to go levels. Yeah, you got to go tiers there. They had to build up in San Francisco. That's where the show is set.
No, I was just trying to figure out which wife was next. Are we going to say
For
Meri
leaving,
or
it would be-
Janelle?
It's Meri, technically,
All right.
because that was the breakup on Coyote Pass. Mostly for Robin. Meri and Cody had already been broken up for quite some time.
You had Meri, right? You were kind of complaining about that. Corey was not happy with the two wives that he was assigned.
The difficult part is trying to come up with a sitcom house that is too large for the family that's there. So what would that be? Because her houses were always oversized for what she needed, because we needed equity, not equality.
Did you not come up with an answer? Is that what's going on here? That's what I'm sensing.
Family Matters, would she have that house? Because that's in Chicago too.
Oh, she would like that.
She doesn't need to build it in Chicago, but she could build that house anywhere.
What about Friends? I feel like she has always wanted to live in the city center. She really wants to do that. She's a city slicker.
And she would be kind of going for that Inception style home where she wants it to be a downtown city high-rise building, but then when you go up to her apartment, it's actually a ranch house with a big open view and a forest that's behind it, because that's something you can do in a dreamscape.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
So it has to be fictional.
She wants both. Yeah, it has to be physically impossible.
Oh, are there any houses that were like within the trees that you can think of in a sitcom? Not really, huh? Not a lot of sitcoms occurring in the middle of the forest.
Well, now I'm trying to think of like other like teen shows and stuff too, like Boy Meets World and things like that. I don't think that's even going to do it, really.
All right, let's move on to Janelle then.
Having a Mr. Feeney as your neighbor. Or Home Improvement. Yeah, there's a couple of kids in that house. There's 3 boys.
Are you just looking for houses full of children now?
I'm just picking houses. Houses that would be too big for Meri.
It's practically all of them.
Pretty much. For Janelle, I thought of the house from Step by Step. Do you remember that show?
No. I mean, I remember the show. I don't remember the house.
It felt small, so I feel like that just fits with Janelle's aesthetic.
Hold on. Growing Pains is the house for Meri.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I guess there are like 6 people living in that house, right? 4 or 5, 6?
Why am I remembering an episode where there was like a wine shelf?
Because that was the episode with Leonardo DiCaprio.
That explains a lot.
That tracks. That tracks for Carly.
I think I stole your thunder. What were you talking about? Step by Step?
That was it. Yeah, That's it.
Who do I have?
Robin.
Oh, okay. Robin's the last one. Golden Girls. That's the house I'm choosing for Robin because it has a bedroom for every one of her sister wives. They can still all live together. They have their central living areas. And I think that she would really enjoy that. It's her dream come true. There's a lanai to sit out on.
Her dream is to go to the kitchen table at midnight and eat cheesecake with her sister wives.
I mean, does that sound bad? Not really.
No, I'm saying that's her dream. Yes. That's not a joke.
So I nailed it.
Pretty much. Especially if Ari's been keeping you up. She's just kicking you in the back the whole night. You got to get up. You got to go get some cheesecake.
All right. Shall we get into our news this week? The anticlimactic piece is that Meri is temporarily shutting down the B&B, although most articles are saying they're leading with indefinitely shutting down instead of temporarily.
There's been an agreed sense of finality with the post that she has where it sounds very permanent.
Do you think so?
I don't know if that was her intention or if that's just how it's coming off. Some people are trying to say that these are all things that are pointing to the end of the show, with Meri closing down the B&B indefinitely for renovations.
This was her post. Time to say goodbye, ... new line, if only for a moment. Did people not read the first 2 lines?
That was it. They just caught the first one. You can only get a moment of people's attention span here before they start swiping and going to other things.
This beautiful 154-year-old home is in need of some TLC. That's ironic. And needs some renovation. So I've made the decision. Sorry, my wine is kicking in. To shut down the B&B for regular visits.
For regular visits. She's still going to use it for, symposiums and all sorts of worthy up events, I'm sure.
At this point, I don't know how long it will be closed. I suppose that all depends on what ends up happening as we go through the process! !
To be fair, if you're doing renovations on a home that's from the 1800s, you're going to run into a couple of unexpected things that you're going to have to work on, I bet.
Do you think that she'll be on this old house? Can we only dream that that would be the case?
See, I have frustrations with this old house because I try to watch the episodes. They go like a house per season. I never see the end result, ever.
Maybe you'll get to see it on TLC.
Maybe she'll give us a walkthrough.
Remember they did that on that episode of John and Kate Plus 8 that we recapped?
Yes, I recall. I think Meri's just going to move to the carriage house. It's so nice out there. They did the full renovation, which maybe we'll see in season 19. Sans circles, obviously.
Okay, can I tell you my favorite thing about this post is that she posted like 6 different pictures from rooms in the inn, and her dog
Zona
is just randomly popping up in like every other picture.
Well, it's all the different, all the different rooms and the different beds that Zona's laying on and sitting in.
That's not really a selling point for some people in a B&B.
Zona approves.
All right. Well, so basically, long story short, she's not taking overnight guests.
It's been a while since she's had overnight guests. Quite some time.
But they're going to do special events like Lizzie's Haunted Inn is back.
Yes. So
for year number 2.
That's the thing, is for people who are saying, oh, it's shutting down indefinitely, she's closing it down. She's still doing stuff, guys. Like, this is still a thing that's happening.
She is working hard on finding authenticity for this haunted house because you know what's going to happen when they start those renovations, Corey.
The ghosts are going to get upset. That is why you have to be closed for an indefinite period of time. You don't know what sort of House on Haunted Hill, The Conjuring sort of situation you are going to awaken.
I am so excited for it because I hope when it reopens, that's the new thing she's leading with. Because she's told us there's a ghost here and that it's haunted by a past family member. And once they start ripping those green carpets out,
you're going to be unleashing a couple of family members, I think. There's just 18 pounds of dust that's probably just coated in those things.
What else do you think she's going to do? Is she finally going to install her industrial kitchen so that she can host like large-scale events and gatherings?
Yeah, because I don't know. Was that something that she was working on doing? It wouldn't be with the carriage house where she would have the bigger commercial kitchen.
She was talking about building it off the side of the house at one point.
Okay. So maybe that would be part of the home renovations as part of the kitchen that's in the house.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Also, I feel like throwing these symposiums where you're going to have to rent rooms in hotels and things, that's going to add up. That's overhead.
To be fair, the symposium was not at Lizzie's Heritage Inn.
No, but it could be in the future.
It could be. And I thought it was kind of suspicious, a little suspicious, that she happened to have 4 guest speakers. So she was probably offering, hey, you can come stay at Lizzie's Heritage Inn as part of the travel.
Didn't they do it in like Lehigh, though?
I have no idea.
I don't know how
I saw one TikTok of footage from there. It looked like they were at some hotel conference room.
There were a lot more people than you would have expected.
Around like 50, probably, I would estimate.
And it seemed like you get a nice goodie bag.
It seemed like it was worth the price. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we have seen the mug that she sent out as part of joining. Was worthy up. By the way, we are preparing to launch a new special benefit on our Patreon called Mediocre Down.
So get ready for that. It's going to be launching soon. We're preparing for that as well.
We won't have a mug, though. At least not one like as fancy as the one that Meri has. I think that thing was like a custom pottery. No, am I exaggerating the niceness of it?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. She's also got a $65 hoodie, so I don't think that's hand-stitched quality stuff either, though. It's just kind of expensive.
Meri likes a good hoodie. I trust her on that. I think that would be worth $65.
She's known a lot of shitty hoodies, so I think that gives her some expertise, some insight into what makes a good hoodie.
So if you're interested in going on the Haunted Inn tour, there are select dates that you can do that on, lizziesheritageinn.com, and it is $50 a pop, including anyone ages 2 and up.
Ouch. That's...
Just say no kids.
That's so that you can't sneak in a baby Saul who's actually planning this whole endeavor for you.
What about dogs, Meri? Are dogs free?
Probably not. Yeah, she's going to be charging for everybody. Charging by the paw.
She's got one of those clickers at the door. Counters? Count people? No? Yeah? Like it's a fair?
Yeah, you could do that.
Did they do that at county fairs?
I feel like
that's an assumption. A wild yes.
Well, yeah, and I feel like there are more sophisticated ways to make that happen now than just the clicker counter that you're imagining. I know exactly what you're picturing, yes. But usually, like, if there's a turnstile, that's another way that it can count.
Ooh, they should get those for the door.
There you go. That'll really class up the joint.
Nobody climbs over those to avoid buying tickets.
It would be a lot harder to enter the inn.
So I guess there's no room at the inn right now. She's turning people away.
Occupado.
I hope she gets a real headboard.
She's earned it. She's put in the time, the effort. She's been patient.
I know one of the theories about this is that maybe she has a little extra cash to burn.
Yeah, it seems like the renovations might have been spurred along by some other developments that have been taking place because, as it turns out, the She-Rah Chateau is up for sale. Cody and Robin have put it on the market.
By far the biggest news of the week. You've probably already heard about it, but no fear, we are going to go room by room. We are going to break down this entire thing and give you our thoughts on the situation.
And we actually received a very special voicemail from one of our legal wives who was able to step foot into the She-Rah Chateau.
This is Boots on the Ground calling you from inside the She-Rah Chateau. I have penetrated the inner sanctum and wanted to give you guys the honor of saying hello from inside the master bathroom.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
Hi, this is Jonathan Fields, host of The Good Life Project, where each week I talk to listeners about investing in their future by increasing their own vitality. But when it comes to those financial goals, whether it be saving for a home renovation, growing your child's college fund, or travel, life can make it difficult to stay the course. By working with a dedicated Merrill advisor, you get a personalized plan and a clear path forward. Having the bull at your back helps your whole financial life move with you. So when your plans change, Merrill's with you every step of the way. Go to ml.com/bullish to learn more. Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do? Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, member SIPC.
Bombas presents unsolicited gifting advice. Number 1, if they say not to get them anything, get them something. 2, underwear is a great gift, just not for your boss. And 3, those absurdly soft Bombas socks and slippers you've been eyeing for yourself, they'll love those. And the fact that for every item you purchase, another is donated to someone who needs it, they'll love that even more.
Go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/ACAST, code ACAST.
Cue the fireplace and your favorite fall movie. There's nothing better than a cozy evening at home with a glass of First Leaf wine. First Leaf is a personalized wine club that delivers right to your door. Sounds magical, right? They get to know your favorite tasting notes, which varietals you enjoy, and whether you prefer sweet or dry wines. So in every shipment, you get bottles tailored to your unique palate. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/fall to get your first 6 wines for just $44.95 with free shipping.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
So big thanks to Boots on the Ground for that voicemail. Also had a little bit of insight as part of the showing there. It seems like there's still stuff in the house. They're still living there.
Can I just tell you, that is the craziest part of this to me, because I don't know why you would continue to live in this house when there are people coming through and looking at it, when you know that they may be coming to look because of the fact that you're on this show and you are who you are.
Well, and you'd have to think that the showing schedules are probably very limited due to Robin's sleep schedule. So in order to still live in this house and actively show it, that's going to be a very small window of opportunity for anyone to be available.
I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed that they're selling this, because we're going to have to name their new house, or are we just going to dub it the She-Rah Chateau? She-Rah Chateau number 2? It's got to be more catchy than that. Do.
We'll come up with something. Yeah, part do. And but I think it's going to depend on where they land and what they move into, because what are they staying in Flagstaff? Are they moving back to Utah, St. George? Are they going to Wyoming? Why for Wyoming?
I think that's a good lead-in to like the many theories that have been circulating about why the house is on the market, because of course there's no official word from Cody or Robin or the family on this. Apparently, McKelty and Tony didn't even know. They found out on a live that the house had just been listed.
And they started scrolling through the listing just like everyone else who found out that night.
That's how you know these people don't talk to each other anymore.
Well, yeah, and they're already moved to North Carolina. So I think that's the other reason why people, again, are leaning towards, oh my gosh, is the show getting canceled? I don't think so. I feel like we have everybody who are just kind of concentrating in centralized areas, where Christine and Meri are in Utah, and then we have Maddie, Janelle, Tony, and McKelty who are in North Carolina. So that's not too far-fetched. Now Flagstaff is kind of the odd location out in that equation now. So if Cody and Robin are moving, I feel like it would be towards St. George. That's just my opinion. I feel like it's just another way for Cody to be a dick to Christine. He's going to be closer.
To finally move to Utah, even though he was adamantly against it.
Yes.
Well, he was for it, then he was against it, now he's for it again.
Well, he told her he was for it so that she would bring it up, so then he could go, I don't know why you're bringing this up, Christine.
So there have been a lot of things people have been talking about. I think the number one piece of speculation is that they need to sell this house to give Meri and Janelle their money for Coyote Pass.
That feels like there's something in there for just the stuff that's in the house and the amount of money that was utilized for the down payment on this house. I feel like that's all of the Cody Brown Family LLC money that's all mixed up together, where everybody has kind of a opportunity to claim that.
Okay, I'll give you that maybe it's got some credence to it. I just think there's so much stuff in their house of value that if they sold it, I don't know why they'd have to sell the house.
I feel like those items are Robin's retirement plan, though.
I thought you were going to say that they've depreciated significantly since their purchase.
Well, that too. It's just, I feel like there's like a scarcity mentality that I feel like Cody would subscribe to, where there's instances, I'm not an economist, but there's instances of economic depression or hyperinflation, where if you're paid in currency, buy something on the way home because it's going to be worth more than the depreciated value of the currency the next day. So when you're coming home from your job and you're paid your day's wages, buy something because that's going to hold value better. You'll at least be able to barter with it or trade with it or sell it later as needed, instead of holding on to your paycheck amount that would have lost value due to inflation.
They're living in the 1930s? Is that what
They're
you're saying?
living in the 1930s, or I think this happened in Germany a couple of times, in Russia. So it's just throughout history, there are instances where this has been a thing. I feel like
fascinating history lesson, Corey.
Well, yeah,
wow.
that's what we're going for here. So I feel like that's just something that Cody's looking at, where if you put money in a bank account, you're going to lose 7% every year just to inflation.
No, you should totally buy a ceramic bear. Is this wood? I think it's a carved wood, maybe not ceramic.
Maybe it's volcanic glass.
Oh, at least that would be worth something.
That's interesting.
So for those of you who haven't seen the pictures, aside from the artwork that we know we saw last season, there was a lot of debate. Are those prints or are they authentic pieces? Now we have dozens of sculptures throughout this house. We have a bear worth $4,400, another one worth $5,000. We've got the phoenix rising from the ashes. What was that in the kitchen, I think? That one is just casually on the breakfast bar, $7,900.
We have the bears hugging too in the kitchen.
There were bears hugging. There are bears on nightstands, just in every room that you can imagine. I think at some point the tally was up to $140,000.
And that's not counting any of the other stuff that we saw in here too, because there's a bunch of musical instruments in a lot of these rooms.
A lot. They're tucked in the corners by the beds. We'll talk about when we go through room by room. The jewelry that we saw in the last season, we're not even getting into the jewelry collection.
And we're not talking about the My Sister Wife's Closet jewelry collection. We're talking about
No.
the Heart of the Ocean collection.
But that's where I'm saying a lot of money spent on a lot of things that maybe could have gone to buying people out.
Well, and this is all stuff that hasn't been around from what we've been able to see on the show. These are things that were acquired more recently.
Some of it is, for sure.
Some of it. Because like the bear statues and the phoenix and stuff like that, none of that was seen anywhere in the houses. And even we went back and looked at some of the older footage from all of that stuff from 2020 in Aurora's bedroom when they're talking about getting a horse instead of a dog, which,
We were wondering, did they get a horse? Did they need to move because they need a home with a stable?
I don't think that they're going to be keeping a horse anywhere. They're not going to take care of a horse.
Like, it's an option at this point.
They need to pay to have a horse at a barn that they can go visit. That's what they're going to be doing.
That would be the smart thing to do, Corey, but they usually don't make the best decisions.
Well, that's the most expensive way to do it. So I feel like that is the way that they would do it.
You don't really get to bond with the horse that much in that way, you know? Cody likes to have them nearby. He did grow up on a ranch. Wow, your face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you thought I was implying.
I don't know where you're going with that.
What were we talking about?
This is what happens when we don't have an episode to recap. There's going to be a lot of this.
Is it a possibility that they're finally building on Coyote Pass?
No! They're going to need a bigger cistern. That's a fact. We already know that.
Well, there's less people now. Significantly less.
Less people, but we keep talking about more structures. Cody wants rentals. He wants row houses. Yeah, he wants rentals. He wants Airbnbs galore.
And from what we've seen, Coyote Pass has not been listed for sale yet. I don't know. Somehow that got caught up in the news of the She-Rah Chateau, but nobody has been able to see anything online that says that those plots have been listed.
No. And so I think it might have been mixed up with, there were older rumors where some people had seen a for sale by owner sign near Coyote Pass, but it was for one of the adjacent lots, and that was a couple months ago, year and a half ago.
But what if they did list it soon? Wouldn't that be interesting?
I feel like that would be more telling, because that would seem like there's been some sort of financial agreement that has been reached where Meri and Janelle and probably Christine, even though Christine kind of got her money and ran because it was from her house. So I think she kind of washed her hands of everything after that because she gave up access to the land because she said, I'll take the money from my house selling in Flagstaff and we'll call it even. So I feel like she already made her deal, but Janelle and Meri are still stuck with this purgatory on Coyote Pass.
What do you think about the theory that Robin and Cody are in dire straits? They're getting divorced. They're selling the house. People thought that Cody's clothes, there was no evidence of him being in the house in these photos.
Well, you still got all the tacky art. I feel like a lot of that's still coming from Cody. As much as it would be from Robin, I feel like a lot of it is from Cody.
I think Robin likes consumer goods.
Yes, that's her poison. And Cody's is fine art. And he'll just buy a bunch of stuff because these seem like things that Cody's placing. Because the stuff that's above the curtain rods and things like that, that's a Cody move.
I have never seen anyone hang artwork that high up on a wall.
That extensive amount where it's every square footage of wall.
That's what I'm saying. They had to buy a bigger house with bigger walls. They're running out of room.
The museum is full. Their curated collection is maxed out at the She-Rah Chateau.
Imagine if this place burnt down. Do you think they have homeowners insurance, whether or not it's enough for what's inside of it?
I mean, they would have to update their policy based on the past few years from what we've seen go into this house. And it's not for renovation purposes. It's just in sheer volume of personal goods.
Did we answer the thing on Cody and Robin getting divorced? I
don't think they are.
No, I smell a vow renewal coming next season.
Yeah, we're still sticking with that. That was our original guess a while ago, that this is inevitable.
They have to have their wedding since Christine had hers.
Yeah.
Technically, Robin had hers first on TV, but we'll do it again.
But they ruined it for her. And every time she thinks back on it now, it's tainted.
Oh, well, I like that that's where you're going with this, because that's what I think's going on with this land and this house. That Robin never wanted to leave Flagstaff, but I think that her story has changed now, that this is a place full of horrible memories that she doesn't want to be in, and that was enough for Cody to sell in the idea of leaving again, because it's right around that time that he starts to get the itch to move.
5 to 7 years, we're right in that window. Aren't you glad we didn't commit to never moving away from Flagstaff, Robin? She was so upset at the season 13 tell-all that nobody would commit to living in Flagstaff forever with her, but now you can see why.
I kind of wonder if they're moving back to Utah so that the girls can be near fundamentalist Mormons. Because if Robin couldn't have a sister wife to grow old with, I feel like Robin's new dream is for her daughters to have sister wives.
She has to force that onto her children.
And let me tell you, their Pinterest accounts, they're just posting religious stuff and things about getting married.
We got real Lydia Plath vibes.
At least Aurora is. I think Brianna's got like a pretty good mix in there of other interests involved, but Aurora's a lot of religious scripture and inspiration for marriage.
Big horse girl energy from Aurora.
That would be my guess.
I think it is ironic that they were unable to move before school started, which that was such a big selling point for them when they were moving to Flagstaff.
That brings up a good question of, are they going to be moving out of state then? Because apparently they're still living in the house. So would Robin let the kids go to school for a couple of weeks before they uproot them and move them somewhere else?
If they're just doing remote schooling, I know Saul and Ari were doing so great with remote learning because they are iPad kids.
No, we know that Ari went back to school, remember? Because she was harassing that other child.
Yes, very much so. Well, she can do that at any other school. I'm sure it's not going to stop.
I'm just saying, I saw a $2 million home get listed in Flagstaff, so
you think
maybe they're upgrading.
Yeah, they just have to own the most expensive house in the county, so that's what they have to do. They're like, that one just got put on the market, so we're going to have to scoop that up.
Maybe they don't want to be Janelle's neighbor. I still don't think Janelle wants to give that land up.
And I feel like this is still going to be Robin's trauma, where she looks out the window and she sees that mountain that they all fell in love with, that now is not a source of happiness for her anymore.
Should we talk about the listing now? We can get into the details of what we saw.
Well, yeah, I think if you want to open with the listing description, which, okay, when we were searching for houses, we looked at probably hundreds of houses. Oh, and online, I'm talking maybe thousands.
Yes.
So
yeah,
we've seen a listing or two along the way. I have never, and I mean never, seen a listing description this long.
No, it's over 2,000. Was it 2,000 characters?
Characters. It felt like 2,000 words, but it was 2,000 characters.
Is it cut off? So let's see. It's listed on Zillow as well. I feel like Zillow usually doesn't let you say that much. Wow, they did. I can't believe this. Should we read it? Or is that like too much?
It's too much. Go to the listing and read it if you want. I took a screenshot of the first part on
Ooh, it's
TikTok.
backed up to a national forest. I like that. That's good. Nobody can ever build around you.
That is good. It's a selling point.
There's a heated driveway, which we know they borrowed money to install not too long ago.
Equity against the house. Is this the only way that Cody has money to distribute funds? He has to take equity out of houses, because we know if they get any money in a bank account, Cody's going to spend it. So if he has equity in a house, that's an actual asset that he has to draw from. This is making more sense.
Do you want to go picture by picture?
Yeah, and I think the comparison point here is that a lot of the interior stuff, well, I mean, it starts with that porch with the army of rocking chairs on the listing there, because Robin's dream was sitting on a porch with her sister wives, with the grandkids, and Cody running around like he does.
She already had the rocking chairs ready to go. What do you think about the fact that there's only 3 of them, though? Do you think she threw one out when Christine left?
There's a lot of seating, though. So not just rocking chairs, but there's a lot of available seating.
Oh, yes. There are so many patio sets. These people need to sit down. Every few feet they walk, there needs to be a chair available.
Well, it's like, that seems fitting for Robin. It's like she has to have a fainting couch in every room. When she starts getting worked up, hyperventilating, she has to sit down. Well, not that worked up. She's not a freaky batch. But I feel like comparing these photos to the previous listing of when it was originally put on the market and Cody and Robin purchased it, they haven't done shit to this house. They've done damage to this house.
Yes. Yeah, the wood. Remember when he was fixing like the wood on the deck? It's still fucking chewed up. So that's good. Maybe it has termites. I don't know. That's a rumor I'm starting.
Okay.
But yeah, they haven't done almost anything to this house. They put in that heated driveway, and then it sounds like they had to redo the roof a few years ago. So like those are expensive things. But as far as the inside, the interior of the house goes, the only things I can see that they have done, they added a closet system to the primary walk-in closet because, you know, Cody and Robin need to better organize their clothing.
And Cody's are up on the very tippity top. That's why you can't see him.
Yeah, I don't know how that turned into a rumor that Cody's closet was empty, but if you look at the very upper right-hand corner of that picture of the walk-in closet, you can see his flannel shirt sleeves hanging down there. So there's like a whole nother layer to the closet that they didn't take a photo of. And that would make sense, right? You got to hang your stuff up high because Robin can't reach it.
It's too difficult. Yeah, you're making things difficult for Robin, and that's not what we're about here.
And his clothes probably used to go where the gun safe is, so.
Had to move those around, yeah.
Is that the same one from Baby Truly's crib? I think so.
Maybe, yeah, probably. Well, we get some nice aerial footage here. So we did hire a drone. Well, that's probably the production crew. They were like, well, yeah, we'll bring the drone over and get you a couple of photos here of the surrounding area too.
You really get an idea of how much the house like lords over all of the other homes that are down in, what are we going to call it, a basin? I'm not very good with
a valley? What is it?
I don't know. What do you call, I guess there's a mountain, so people are screaming right now. She's up on the hill looking at all of the little houses below. And then the big mountain in the background there, that dream mountain. So the house is positioned perfectly in that direction. We start downstairs. This is like the downstairs living area that we never see. They have not painted any of these rooms since they bought this house in 2019.
I'm shocked that there are curtains on here. Did the listing agent bring the curtains in? Because they were like, dude, you just have curtain rods, and this is weird. We got to throw some stuff up here.
Can you hang something on here? I think that she was like, she put them away in a closet somewhere and took them out for the listing because the kitchen has a bunch of valances hung up now that were never there before.
She'd been meaning to get around to this. She was still unpacking from when they moved at the end of 2018.
Yeah, we've got like another, there's a jockey statue in the window. I see a horse lamp. Or maybe that's a horse statue. There's a metal lamp in the middle. Then there's a horse statue. A lot of horses. Did Janelle maybe bring these over here? They weren't gifts from her, you don't think? Sister wife gifts?
Welcoming gifts. Yeah. Housewarming gifts from Janelle. I don't think so. It seems like Janelle's gift would be the bow and arrow set above the door.
It's true. A lot of appropriation going on here.
It seems like that would be a terrible place for that. Is that like fringe that's hanging down off the quiver there? And it's going to get caught in the door every time you open and close that door?
There's some horses kissing in this picture to the left-hand side of the door.
That might just be a Rorschach thing that's happening here. And a sort of
everything's a horse?
A sort of ink blot assessment where Carly is seeing a horse in every single photo.
You know where I don't see any? In what I think is Aurora's bedroom, or was Aurora's bedroom, because first of all, we have to talk about the furniture. Why is it so heavy? It's made of like hand-carved oak and marble.
I feel like it was carved out of one large piece of wood. It's not several pieces of wood that have been put together as a piece of furniture. It's like a marble slab. It's like the statue David. Not Christine's David, different David. We do get a glimpse of our first bear, though. He's just hanging out on the right side on the counter there. This room is very empty. So that's where it's like, is Aurora still living here full time? That's some other speculation that's kind of going on with this.
There's a lot of instruments, again, piled up in the corner. We got some guitars in a guitar case. There's a plant in the window, a couple of plants. So if nobody is living in here, someone's tending to those, it seems.
Perhaps the nanny. She's got a green thumb.
By far my favorite thing that I don't know I've seen anyone talk about yet is the padlock on the drawer of the dresser, where that's a desk or something.
Need some privacy. I'm sure Robin goes rooting around through these kids' rooms on a regular basis.
Just wondering what's in there. It seems like we're really keeping it locked up for some reason. People didn't like the bedding. It's like a little shabby chic thing she has going on here. By the way, this furniture was not here when they filmed in this house during COVID.
No, so either it's new or it's old stuff that's been dropped in here because the other stuff moved out.
What old stuff from where?
Who knows? One of the many storage units that they have.
Robin doesn't have old stuff. She only buys new stuff, Corey.
This is new? This looks antique. So it's new old.
No, that's Robin's look. She buys new things that are gaudy and old looking. The bathroom, they did 0 to. These are the same mirrors that were on the wall, the same light, the same countertops, the same everything. All she did was change the hand towel and the soap.
I hope she did.
I don't know, to your point, if Aurora is living here anymore, because why is she sharing a bathroom? This is a Jack and Jill bathroom, which, by the way, y'all, I really enjoy that. I think those are fun. But not to share with your little brother, Saul.
Maybe she was sharing with the accountant and construction manager, Saul.
He's not baby Saul?
He's not baby Saul. What else was he doing? He was travel planning. He was doing all sorts of things.
It seems like it would make a lot more sense for that to be Brianna's room on the other side, just because they're like similar ages. There's a double vanity here. They could both have their own room to get ready in the morning. But instead we have baby Saul on the other side. And he has got quite the Lego. Is this a Lego collection that I'm looking at?
These are not Legos per se, but we do have, these are like Iron Man, different suits of Iron Man phases of stuff. It's just a lot of toys.
I'm going to need you to see the other side of the room. This is from the virtual walkthrough.
Oh yeah, we've got quite a few action figures. We have quite the collection. Oh wow, Millennium Falcon. Yeah, we got some good stuff in here. What? I recognized it immediately.
You're ready to move in. You're ready to be in the other side of share the other side of the hallway here.
He's got a pretty impressive collection going on. At least they're well maintained. He's taking care of them and stuff. They look brand new.
Every surface in this room is covered in one of them. This shelf above the top of it is ready to come down. We've got a dresser, a nightstand, the desk, all covered in these things.
They're all there. He's got his own little collection going. Think of it as a Charles Dickens Christmas Carol, and then you're able to buy more.
Brianna's room? We're really making assumptions here, but this is the other bedroom that's downstairs with a shabby chic bedding. And I'm going to assume this is...
A sleigh bed.
It is. It's a sleigh bed.
There you go.
Did you learn that from The Sims?
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most people did.
Again, looks like it's carved out of one huge piece of wood.
Hold on. I am retracting my statement about this being Brianna's bedroom because I spy
the polar bear.
Aurora polar bear sculpture.
That's the Aurora bear.
This sculpture is made by John Mazziano. I might have just made him sound a lot more Italian than he is. I don't know. But this is one of these very expensive sculptures. Let's go to his website. They are still available for purchase.
Well, this wasn't... Okay, so here's the thing. I think Aurora had lived in that room that we originally thought was hers earlier in the listing here during 2020. Then when Robin and Cody got COVID, she had moved to her own separate space because then that was how they were quarantining.
Mm-hmm.
And she was coming in and out. She had her own entrance and exit from the house at the back of the house because she was still going to school.
Exit through the gift shop.
Right, yeah. It's part of the museum. That's just the way that it's designed. So she was taking that route. So this might be Aurora's room where she had moved later on in COVID.
It could be because we have the $5,500 Aurora polar bear up there on the dresser.
That makes sense.
A lot of plants in here as well.
Not knocking it.
A lot of plants. They would all be dead in my house.
Plants are cheap. Let's collect plants.
Oh, yes. And then this is the room with the silent guitar.
Oh, because you're on the virtual tour?
Yeah. You can't see it in the photos. You have to look at the virtual tour on Zillow to see it. But yeah, that's the, what was that? It was $800 guitar?
Yeah, we're probably
somewhere
talking
around there.
And you got a couple other music cases that are in there too. So, a couple $1,000s worth of some music gear.
A lot of dried flowers hanging on hangers. We know that's something that Robin likes to do because she did that after her wedding. These aren't the flowers from Robin's wedding, are they?
People are suspecting that it is. And
Jesus Christ.
The other assessment that people have made is that I think if you're going to dry out flowers and hang them from a coat hanger, the worst place that you can put those would be into the bathroom. And that's exactly where they have these.
Is that true? Or is this like a thing, like you need to dry them out in a bathroom? I don't know. I've never dried flowers out. I think the scarier thing is that she's got them hanging right above the bathroom, the lights there. She's got one literally turned, shining on the flowers. Like, I'm just going to say, I'm going to give Aurora the benefit of the doubt because I know how much she uses Pinterest, and I think that she does her homework before she does things like this.
You think she's drying out flowers using her fluorescent bulb of her
Yes.
with the flower petal shape of that light? That's what she's using. This is a fire risk, is what we're talking.
1,000%. It's a fire risk.
You don't
which
do
I think
that.
Cody's okay with.
I just want to make that abundantly clear. I don't dry flowers. I don't know the first thing about it, but I will tell you whatever you're saying is completely wrong. I would double down on that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that if I looked at her Pinterest, I could probably find something about it.
I think the way that you dry these out is that you have to put them in like an oven at a very low temperature.
An oven? Are
Yes.
you insane?
I think so.
Wow. Hold on. Whoa.
Wait a minute.
I'm in the virtual tour.
Okay.
Oh my God. There's one on the wall above the toilet. It's very up high. It's not directly above the toilet. Just
not the
for anyone
squatty
who's
potty
concerned.
toilet.
No, not that one. Oh, hold on. There's so much in here.
Carly, please. You need to start describing things.
There are 3 more on the wall that you cannot see in the photo. And then there's another 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 hangers of flowers in this bathroom.
Everyone has their own collections. Just very much like Saul has his Iron Man action figures. There, Aurora has her dried out flowers.
The full-length bathroom mirror that is hanging on the door here has a bunch of writing on it in marker.
Which we know that is a Brown family thing, especially when they're moving.
Oh, Isaiah 40, I can't see the next number. 30, I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
31?
Maybe 32. It's really too hard to read. It's very fuzzy. But then she's got entire paragraphs written out.
So that's probably a couple of verses. So let's just, we'll glimpse through Isaiah 40, 31, and 32 from the word of our Lord.
I think we're learning you really got to do the virtual tour.
This feels like it would be an inspirational quote for Aurora here. Let's see. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint.
That's a popular one.
That is very popular. So that sounds like something that she would have on there as motivational.
Inspiration?
Sure, yeah.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Hey, it's Mark Marin from WTF here to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. And I'm sure the reason you're listening to this podcast right now is because you chose it. Well, choose Progressive's Name Your Price tool, and you could find insurance options that fit your budget, so you can pick the best one for your situation. Who doesn't like choice? Try it at Progressive.com. And now, some legal info. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
We all have dreams. Dream home renovations, dream vacations, or sending our kids to their dream colleges. But finding straightforward ways to turn those dreams into realistic goals, that's where things get tricky. Merrill understands that. That's why, with a dedicated Merrill advisor, you get a personalized plan and a clear path forward. And having the bull at your back helps your whole financial life move with you. So when your plans change, Merrill is with you every step of the way. Go to ml.com/bullish to learn more. Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do? Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, member SIPC.
Bombas presents unsolicited gifting advice. Number 1, if they say not to get them anything, get them something. 2, underwear is a great gift, just not for your boss. And 3, those absurdly soft Bombas socks and slippers you've been eyeing for yourself, they'll love those. And the fact that for every item you purchase, another is donated to someone who needs it, they'll love that even more.
Go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/ACAST, code ACAST.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Are you doing the virtual walkthrough? I think you should, so that we can look at the same thing. Because I want you to see this piano. There's also a metal iron on the floor. like an old-timey iron, just on the floor for some reason. This is definitely the room she was living in during COVID, because the back door to leave the outside of the house so that she didn't have to come back upstairs is right outside of her bedroom.
Yep, exactly. Because they had mentioned that when Robin was very ill and Cody was 99.6 degree fever. All right, so where are you in the virtual tour? You're in the basement?
I'm in the basement, and I'm in this little hallway by the garage. It says garage not shown.
Okay, great.
Oh, so that's a door to the garage. In the very bottom of the basement, the bottom left-hand corner, there's that bathroom. That's Aurora's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dot to the right of that, that's in the hallway, is where I am.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's the iron. So I guess they were using that as a doorstop?
Do you think that that's what it is? Wow, you have really derived something from that. There's a lot of hooks on the wall.
A lot of coat hanging room here. They added a bunch more. How many coats do they all have? That's a lot of coats.
Oh my God, it's like 20-something. Do you think it's so that each person in the family could have come here and hung their coat up?
Was that the plan?
I kind of think so. The piano.
This isn't even a door that they would come through. It's whatever.
I think it's the garage door.
Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at that. I didn't even know. There was a piano right behind me this whole time.
There are all kinds of things shoved in nooks and crannies around here. You got to really pay attention.
It's very true. It is smashed up against that light switch. It's hard to move pianos, guys. It's really, really hard. Man, those are big pieces of art, too.
Do you, I spy what almost looks like it is like a paint by numbers situation? It's a heart-shaped painting on the wall, and there is a heart carved into the trunk of a tree, and it appears to be a K and an R.
By the piano?
Further down the hallway.
Oh, yes, I see. Well, there you go. Yeah, we just have lots of random nature shots and then very specific artwork, too. Oh, there's laundry down here. Look at that.
Be nice. Jesus said so. Yeah, there are 2 laundry rooms in this house. That's nice. One on the bottom floor and one up above. Wouldn't know anything about that.
There's Saul's room full of toys. And then that was the Jack and Jill bathroom then.
Do you want to head back upstairs? That's really pretty much the whole floor, because little Ari's bedroom is up on the first floor with Mom and Dad.
Yeah, so if we go up to the main floor, we taking the stairs?
Let's just start at the entryway. The entryway of the house, where we used to have art on the wall of that the family portrait that Robin notoriously created during the adoption. It's no longer hung up here. They have replaced it with one of the other numerous pieces of art at their disposal. So I'm guessing they packed that up because usually they ask you not to have any personal family photos on the wall. That would be my guess. There are a lot of fucking geodes in this house, man.
A lot of geodes. People were pointing out on the Discord how much Robin and Cody are like Hank and Meri from Breaking Bad, because it's the purple in the primary bedroom, very Meri Schrader.
There's a lot of purple all over this house. Like, even when you walk in, they've got another lavender field thing on the wall. That's also, she has like the longer version of that over their bed.
What is this
It's
butterfly
like the same thing.
angel in the boat? What is that? It's next to the lavender
I don't
field
know.
one.
It's scary. It's giving like fairy vibes.
You know
but
what it's giving? Mothman. It's Mothman. By
You're
the front
right.
door. I don't like it.
You're right. It's Mothman.
It's not working for me. Oh, look at that. There's a little clock. It feels like I'm in Grand Central Station.
That was the clock that Cody bought Robin in the episode where they went shopping for Mother's Day, and he had to buy each wife a gift.
Yeah, when he bought Janelle like an eraser or something.
No,
and then he
it was
bought
the
her
I Kiss Better Than I Cook.
Oh, well, of course, yeah. And then Christine got like
An
I don't know,
eraser or something, yeah.
a thing of Jacks or something.
Some shitty little thing from CBS.
Basically, that's what's going on. The lanterns above the island in the kitchen. Mixed reviews on these.
These are original to the house, though, from the last owners, because like I said, they have done nothing cosmetically to improve this place. Except for, I guess, the pantry. Remember, this was supposed to be Truly's bedroom. That was our theory here. If this was the room that she could move into.
Well, that was Robin's suggestion at one point. She could have a room prepared for her, sure.
This used to just have a bunch of little shelves on it.
I thought you were going to say it used to just be full of supplements that they shoved in there after Christmas.
Can we talk about how insane that is, though? That they had them all in the kitchen out to be looked at when they have this whole pantry area with a ton of cabinets and counter space?
You could close the door and you don't even have to look at it.
You can lock the door so that your small children can't reach your supplements.
That would be great. Why is everything double wide in this house? There's the fridge is ginormous.
It's a commercial refrigerator.
Yeah, and then like the stove is huge. The oven is like 1.5 size.
They're very nice appliances.
Okay.
Again, they didn't add them. They were already here.
Right. Yeah, these were all things that they didn't touch any of this stuff. They didn't change anything here.
No.
It is what it is.
You have the pleasure of using appliances that Cody and Robin have beat the shit out of for the last 5 or 6 years.
Awesome. There is a wine fridge, though.
There is. I did look back to see if that was there originally, and it was.
Keep an eye on it. Yeah.
The other side of the kitchen counter, what is this? The island here. You can see they have this was a nice idea in theory, not in practice, having see-through cabinet doors. So they have glass doors on the fronts of these cabinets because I guess they assumed that you would put something nice to look at in there. But instead, Robin has filled it up with QVC cookware.
Is it cookware or is it storageware?
No, it's like bakeware.
Oh,
and stuff.
right. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see it now.
She likes a red theme. That's what we have going on in the kitchen because then all of the little kitchen appliances are also red. Maybe that was to coordinate with the lanterns. I don't know. She'll buy all new for the next house based on whatever color the kitchen
wherever they land
lamps are in there. Oh, here's the phoenix on the countertop. We've got the phoenix statue here just out on display with the hugging bears as well. They put those out for us to look at. Isn't it weird that they would take photos with all of this expensive stuff in the house?
So, I mean, that's where when we were questioning originally, when we first saw the listing, was this, because we know that Robin has learned the lesson to pay for movers. That was what she learned on the move to Flagstaff. So was this something where they were in the process of moving out and they had someone come through and take photos and then the movers were going to come and take the rest of the stuff? Because I feel like this is like a half empty house right now. This is very cleaned up, very minimal, because normally there would be shit everywhere.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you clean up your little knick-knacky things that are all in all of these cabinets and shelves? That's stuff that takes a long time to pack.
Well, that's the stuff that they were going to pay movers to come through and do.
The breakables.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of part of it.
All right. Well, that's a theory that we can work with here.
But now that we know that they're still living in the house, that's what's wild to me. Because to say the theory of they are hiding their assets by buying this artwork in cash and then not claiming that anywhere as part of their assets and their valuables.
You think that they're perpetrating tax fraud?
Well, not even tax fraud. I think it's just as part of protecting their assets from the claim that Meri and Janelle and Christine would have of using shared family funds, any money that they would take out of that pot. Technically, it would be Robin and Cody have 2/5 of a claim on that, because the other 3 people with claim would be Janelle, Meri, and Christine.
So you think they just spent the money faster than everyone else could get to it just so that no one else could take it?
And then not even know how much is missing. But that's where Janelle is the accountant of the family.
Is she?
She puts the books together, and that's where I'm hoping she cracks open those books this season.
I am infuriated looking at how much money is contained in this place. There are no less than a dozen different paintings just in the living room. They had to know that money was disappearing like crazy. I know it was kind of gently called out, but I would have been screaming from the rooftops in front of that camera every single week that they are stealing my money.
With Janelle knowing, because she prepares everybody's taxes, which I'm sure that's a nightmare in and of itself, but she was talking about how she knew they had money to pay off the land. They could be paying off the land, but it went elsewhere. It's gone to other things. So she knew where it was going.
We're looking at it.
It's right here. We all know now. So for people to say, even if they're not trying to hide that stuff as far as any claim from the familial funds, and it's not for that, if they're trying to hide it for a bankruptcy or something like that, this is all public stuff now. It's been publicly scrutinized. There's been hundreds of thousands of people looking at this listing. I don't think that they're going to be able to sweep that under the rug and say, oh, I don't know what happened to all of those assets.
There was a theory that they had all the art still out so that when people came through and looked through the house, that even if they didn't want to make an offer on the house itself, that they might be interested in a piece of art or two that they could purchase. Like a museum.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you're going to get too many offers. I think you're better off going to auction at that point. Even though, I mean, the living room, it seems very modern art. I cannot understand the cutout on that wall of where the TV is and those bookshelf cutouts because it's all built in. So that all just gets dusty. And then we threw some logs in there too to make it really aesthetic.
Well, again, this was not their design.
And you have...
It was original to the house.
Yes, this isn't a Cody and Robin decision. This is just a terrible house decision. But to have this huge house and then you're forced to have, what is that, like a 40-inch TV on that wall, a 36-inch TV on that wall?
Well, and it's only that large because Cody and Robin have it hanging like outside of the square that it's supposed to fit into.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have been too big. It wouldn't have fit between those two. Oh my God. Yeah, this is just terrible.
But I like the world's smallest fireplace.
That is really good.
You almost don't even realize it's there.
It just blends in. It becomes part of the family.
Cody never finished his tiling project that he started during COVID. The spacers are still in there. I feel like you could have thrown some grout in there and maybe finished that up before you listed the house.
No. You're not going to get return on that work. Cody makes how many dollars an hour? It's not even worth his time. We do have another piano because it wasn't just the piano that snuck up on me downstairs. There's also one here in the living room because you got to have a piano on each floor of the house, obviously.
Do you want to go to the She-Rah Chateau bedroom, the primary?
I think I'm in it.
You'll know there's a lot of purple, a lot of bears too.
Yep, it's the Schrader special from Breaking Bad. It very much is.
Oh my God, this room. Again, a lot of paintings hung above door frames. We got is this a Joseph Smith situation?
Above the curtain rod, above the door.
I spy 3 bears, another amethyst stone, the furniture. This is a real Rococo Marie Antoinette situation, and I expect nothing less of Robin.
I thought we were going to get a canopy bed, a purple canopy.
Why do you hate canopy beds? I got to tell you,
they're tacky.
I need to heal my inner child, and I have always wanted a 4-poster or a canopy bed, and you're killing this dream for me.
I will have to always veto a canopy bed.
Let's get a vote on it. What do people think? I'm not going to put any actual fabric over it because I feel like that just collects dust and that's not going to be great for me and my allergies. But I would like, the look of a 4-poster bed. No? All right. Well, I'm not going to do this purple, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. If this is any indication of interior design, we do not want to emulate this. I think that's what we're going for here.
I think she chose purple. She gravitates toward it because it is the historical color of royalty. I think that is all she knows about it. It was the most expensive color fabric that you could possibly buy.
And it goes together really well with brown.
Or so she thinks.
Purple and brown. Those were the colors for her wedding.
That's true. Yeah.
Colors for her wedding, colors for her life.
God, there's so much more of this artwork from this guy in Vegas. It's unbelievable. It's in the bathrooms.
What is going on with this?
Shouldn't you not have artwork in your bathroom?
Yeah, I feel like that's going to deteriorate in quality. Same thing as drying out flowers. They're just going to get steamed and re-moisturized. So don't do that. But what is up with these stone sinks? They're rocks?
Another thing that was here when they got here.
My goodness.
Can't blame it on them, but another amethyst. That's 3 now
that
we have seen.
You think of it as it's a his and hers geode sink. So that's kind of the way that they can look at this, I suppose.
I'm not feeling safe and secure about the fact that there is a exit door to the outside of the home in the walk-in closet of the primary bedroom. It's made mostly of glass, and then they've put the safe with all of the firearms next to that door. And if you look at the photos instead of the walkthrough...
That's what I was going to say. The photo is closer there. The walkthrough doesn't have a good view over there.
There's a box of ammo on one of these shelves, just out in the open.
Not good.
No. Especially when we have two safes in here. There's also a tiny safe.
That's probably for the jewelry, though, if we're being honest. We also have a very special item up on the wall, the Corona Extra Light.
This must be where Robin let Cody put his stuff that she doesn't like.
This is the bachelor pad.
You can hang it up in the closet.
Overflow. Did we find this in that season? It was, remember when Robin was working on my sister wife's closet stuff? She was very stressed out and her house was a mess. And did we see it there? Was that this or was it a different?
She had a table lamp that was a Corona lamp.
Okay.
So this is like a thing that they like these Corona
neon
light
lights signs. So that's a thing. Okay. Oh, was that when they remodeled their bedrooms? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I think that's when that was. Okay.
Another guitar case. There's about 6 guitars in this house. And then we've got all of Robin's floral blouses hung up here.
And then at the very top of it, above those, you can see Cody's shirts. Cody's clothes are in the closet, in the primary. It's still there.
Well, and as we've seen, sometimes he has to hang them up outside. Remember
yeah, over that door. Yeah, it was over this door because those are his filming shirts.
Where are all the shoes? Is that what all these drawers are? I don't see any shoes.
It looks like maybe there's some cubbies that are kind of a little bit further away across from the safe there.
Is that it? Well, we didn't do Ari's bedroom. I don't really think there was too much to talk about there. I don't like that it is the first bedroom that you encounter when you come into the front door. So you walk in, you turn left down the hallway instead of being in the kitchen, and it is the first bedroom. I feel like that would make me uncomfortable with my smallest child being so close to the front door. Although I don't think she sleeps in this room.
I feel like Cody feels like she could probably handle it.
She's the best one to have.
She is the protector of the house.
The first line of defense.
If you're going to try to get into this house, good luck getting past Ari.
She's never asleep, so she is the best security system that you could have. She has a mini vanity. I don't understand. She does not do her hair or makeup. She's a small child. Why do we have that?
Got a TV in her room, too. A TV in every room.
Got a TV in my room, too.
Yeah. The placement of the TVs, that's what gets me. Because just starting with the living room, and then here, and then even in Cody and Robin's room, it was in the corner on an angle, on too high of a positioning there. We got to have a better eye line, I think, for these TVs.
Oh, yeah. Her bathroom has the squatty potty. Although I do think this is also like the main bathroom on the upper level for anyone to use.
This is like a guest half bath.
Mm-hmm. It's a 3/4 bath.
Oh, right. Yeah, we did the math on that. Good.
Did learn that terminology.
That's very good. But would you put the squatty potty in the guest bathroom for everyone to utilize?
Not for everybody to see.
I don't think that's for an everybody utensil or a tool to utilize.
I'm not going to say that I haven't been on a foreign toilet somewhere and thought to myself, I could use a squatty potty right now. Maybe not the worst thing that's in this house.
Maybe not at Cody and Robin's.
I don't know. Is there anything outside really of note? I think by the front door, they installed some weird type of, it's like a clock with a bell hanging off of it that didn't used to be there.
Oh, the chimes that were there. Yeah, because that wasn't there. We had just rewatched some of the COVID episodes when Christine and Truly came to visit. I think it was for Truly's birthday, or there was a couple of birthdays that were happening there, and there was nothing that was right outside of that door, but now there's this weird sculpture type thing. I don't know, maybe it's another art installation.
You're right. We're just not sophisticated enough to understand the taste that would be required to acquire one of these.
I can't fully appreciate it because I'm not classy enough, obviously.
We do see the RV that still appears to be parked off in the distance, so don't know who is occupying that, or maybe not. Maybe it's just another vacant item sitting around here.
The infamous fire pit where Janelle told Cody to fuck off?
Oh, can we buy that? That's something
I just
that
want
someone
the fire.
should buy.
Yeah, I just want the fire pit.
We're just here to purchase very specific items that we have an interest in.
But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that piece of art. Whatever it is, the chimes, the bells, they're really molted down into the concrete there, into the stone. That trampoline looks like it's seen better days, though, huh?
That was here in the original listing photos, so that has been from the previous owners.
Did they put in the AstroTurf?
Oh, I didn't know this is fake grass.
It doesn't look...
It could have been that the realtor photoshopped it. We've learned that lesson.
Oh, that's a good trick, yeah.
Yeah, you get fooled very easily on Zillow when they start using their little Photoshop tools.
Or the lawn looks pretty nice. And then, well, usually it ends up, you can see the real deal in the background of one of the other photos, and it seems like it is still pretty green, even in the other ones that are further away, or the aerial shots,
Oh, no,
too.
maybe he's working overtime. Who knows? AstroTurf seems like a Cody upgrade. That way he doesn't have to cut the grass anymore.
Maybe it is grass, because it looks like they do have dead patches. It's very yellow around the corners on some of the aerial views. It might be real grass.
That's what they're going to be saying about Janelle's lot over at Coyote Pass.
I'll tell you one thing that I did completely miss when we first went through this. The snowboards in the garage. I wasn't ready for that.
They're prepared for any activity that they could possibly do. If Robin had an occasion to make a purchase for something, she did. I'm getting angry about it just thinking about the amount of money contained in this home.
There's a lot of stuff. And Tony and McKelty, when they were talking about it, they were saying about how the garage looked so empty. That's the emptiest they've ever seen the garage, because normally it's full to the brim with crap.
Well, Cody did have to move out of a lot of wives' houses.
It's true.
Well, I think that's it for our walkthrough of the She-Rah Chateau. I am so interested to see what happens here. I don't know. Maybe this house could be under contract by time the episode drops.
$1.65 million, and it can be yours. So that's only, just over $9,300 a month if you're pre-qualified.
What a steal.
It's only 85% of a markup from when they purchased it back in 2019.
And remember to stay tuned next week. We will be chatting with Ace and Caitlin. A little bit more Sister Wives Season 19 speculation. We'll see where the conversation takes us. Maybe we'll have more to talk about with the She-Rah Chateau or Lizzie's Heritage Inn. Who knows? It's that time of year where they just start dropping random things on us, trying to get us to tune in to the new season.
And it's working.
Thank you for listening. If you want to support us, the best way to do that is by subscribing to the podcast or leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Be sure to keep the conversation going with us over on our Discord channel by joining our Patreon, patreon.com/survivingpod.
Stay tuned, share with friends. See you next time.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.